Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 12, Week 12 game day between number 13 Kansas and number 9 Baylor. We have a fun one for you today. Coach Fink and Kansas trying to win the division for their first time in the modern era and end Baylor's 6 straight seasons of a CFP bid. A win today completely eliminates Baylor from any sort of contention, and Kansas would secure the division. A win for Baylor wouldn't do much, as they would still need Oklahoma State to beat Kansas next week for them to win the division and keep that hope alive. But this is the big one, and we don't want to. We also don't want to mention that Fink has never won a game day game. So let's see what's going on here. Welcome in. Let me know if you can hear me. And this is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You can coach, you can recruit, you can set depth charts, set schemes, you can hire coordinators. We also have server games like fantasy football, a fully functional sports book that you can play in for server and player rewards as well. It's a really fun time, lots of crazy storylines every single year. We have a lot of fun with it. If you are watching live, feel free to use a Twitch Prime, as we are affiliated, so you can avoid any pesky ads at ideal moments. And yeah, remember, any and all revenue made through this Twitch channel goes back to you guys. If somebody wins a national championship, they will get a real-life trophy and some gear from their team. So, without further ado, here we go. You guys say you can hear me loud and clear. We are here in Waco, 7-2 versus 7-2. Massive rivalry. And we're going to get right into the rosters here, as we've already seen Kansas on game day this season against Ohio. If you guys remember that early on, Kyle White, the senior, plays really well. I can't click on his stats, otherwise the game will crash. But 99 awareness, really good quarterback, except when he decides to start throwing interceptions. At running back, Donatello Perkins is injured. He is entering the transfer portal, so he is not available. It's going to be Robert Thomas. And then out wide, there's one guy missing, which we'll get to in a little bit, but Marcus Grant is a beast, 96 overall, or 96 speed, I mean. We'll see Anthony White, Jack Walters, and Terry Butler, who is an SFA player. He'll play a little bit. Tight end, Jeff Carter and Stephen Kelly. And then on the line, Donnie Stone at left tackle, SFA player. You got Morse, Ellis, Smith, and Miller. Miller's going to have a tough day going up against the best rusher in SFA history. We'll get to him in a little bit. And then on the defensive side, Adrian Thomas, Brian Kearney, Tez White, SFA player in the middle. And at linebacker, James Lee. And a man who's going to have the game of his life, David McCormick in the middle, the 6'10 senior redshirt, 250-pound linebacker. And then they got Will Wyatt as well. At corners, the starting wide receiver and the starting corner, J.J. Justice. He is not injured. He should be playing. And then you got Charisma Mukaida, 77 overall freshman. He is pretty small, though. And then it kind of drops off a cliff from there. And then Derek Harrison in the backfield, as well as Patrick Chung, 89 speed. He is an SFA player as well. And then Bobby Copeland, everybody's favorite kicker. This man can't hit shit, so expect him to miss early and often if they do get that opportunity. And let's check out his abilities. He's 6 for 11 on the year. He has okay kick power, but that accuracy is dog meat. And time to look at arguably the best program in the SFA in terms of consistency, not necessarily success, but this team made the national championship last year. They've only lost 2 games this year because Colt Brennan missed 2 games this year with injury. 92 overall. He is back. He is playing. And then running back, one of the best to do it, Braylon Burnside, number 1 overall recruit from a couple of years ago. He will be playing as well. At wide receiver, it's gone downhill a little bit over the last couple of years, but Scott McMillan, Edwards, Williams, and Sanders. And then at tight end, you got Trent Mills along with Adam Willis and Fred Thompson. So they have 3 really good tight ends here. On the line, lots of really good players. This is probably the worst this offensive line has ever been for Baylor, but still a lot better than Kansas. And then here he is, the best rusher in SFA history, Shad Boyko, leads in career sacks, is just an absolute beast, probably a first ballot Hall of Famer. We'll see what he does today. And then on the other side, you got Jimmy Martin. And in the middle, you got Tim Wise and Ali Moyer. And then out wide, you got Michael Douglas, and you've got Gary Mitchell, Dave Cabral, you'll see him as well, and Rocky Kalmus, SFA player. And then out wide, Jonathan Thompson, you got Clarence Carter and Jermaine Malone. Some really good speed from these guys and pretty decent overalls. Josh Berg is a former Tampa pick. He is their returner. And then in the backfield, you've got Pat Watson and then Jamal Okeke, the 7th. Heat-seeking missile, 99 speed, 99 awareness, 99 hit power. Watch out. Number 25 will come for you. And yes, Chad Boyko is from Omaha. He was a Nebraska recruit. And then they got Eric Bell, who is a little bit better than Kansas is. I mean, it's just the exact opposite. A lot of accuracy, no power. So when he kicks it, it should be fine. But he can't. He has no range. A lot of storylines going on in this game. A lot of history. A lot on the line. Let me know what kind of jerseys you want to wear today. As while you're picking, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to get my thumbnail for our highlight video. The overall disparity is quite large. Baylor is one of the best teams in the country. Year in and year out, Kansas is a bit of a surprise this year. So we'll see how this game turns out. Fink wants blue. All right. Let me get the prediction, then we'll go through it. All right. This is just going to be a who wins. Get those Bobinas ready. You got 2 minutes on this one. So you got Kansas, or do you got Baylor? All right, so he wants blue jersey, blue helmet, white pants. All right, so we got the blue jersey, or the blue helmet. Blue, and then he wants white pants. There you go. Does that look good, Fink? Baylor has a massive history of choking on game days, so this game is anybody's game. All right, and then Baylor, obviously, the tradition, you got to give them the Sailor Bear, but for them, we got to go with the all yellows. If they're going blue, you got to go gold, right? So this is a jersey setup that we have seen time and time again. This is probably their standard for the playoff games, so we'll see what they do here today. All right, we're going to wait for this prediction to run out. As always, folks, remember, right after this game, the watch party game was Georgia Tech and Virginia. A lot of fun plays in that one. Crazy game. That'll go live on the YouTube channel while I count up recruiting. And recruiting will come tonight. We have some really interesting prospects going. Cyrus Disco's a power back. You got really good tight end, Hassan Pippinger, Skip Stackle, the outside linebacker, and then Vlad Sexton, the defensive end / tight end, and then obviously the number 1 corner in the class, Sharif Simpkins, will making his decision tonight as well. Lots on the line. We only have 10 points, I think. Is that on Baylor? Is everyone picking Kansas, or is only 10 points on? Is only the 10 points on Kansas? Well, whatever the case, this is going to be a absolutely wild game. Guaranteed to be some wild moments, these two teams. I mean, things, like I said, never won a game day. Baylor always chokes in the playoffs besides last year. So we shall see. Waiting for the poll, and here we go, folks. Kansas versus Baylor. I think, honestly, this game completely comes down to two things. If the Kansas offensive line can hold Shad Boyko and Jimmy Miller, whatever his name is, on the other side, and then also it's going to completely depend on what kind of Kyle White we see. Are we going to see the Kyle White who actually plays well, or the one that we see on game day? Think you don't get to choose in game day scenarios, CPU versus CPU. But remember, this game, if Baylor wins it, Kansas can still secure the division and go to the Big Ten title game and still make the playoff if they beat Oklahoma State next week. So that is going to be the game to watch if Baylor wins this one. But Kansas would prefer just to slay the dragon themselves, avoid any Mickey Mouse allegations because Colt Brennan missed a game. And obviously, the most likely foe they're going to face in the Big 12 championship is Nebraska. That'd be a great spoiler, Jay Jettas. I love normally I don't like teams being powerhouses always making the playoff, but Baylor's such a fascinating story. Like, just the fact that Baylor could make a 7th playoff while Flame is struggling to be bowl eligible when he thought Baylor was the problem, not himself. I don't know. It's such an interesting storyline. But then we got Fink, the travel man. He's coached the most schools, probably lost the most games, but he is still here fighting for a playoff spot at this stage of the year, which is absolutely insane. It's going to be a good one, folks. We are here in Waco, and Kansas gets the ball first. Here we go. Week 12 game day is on the way, and we've got a return. And we saw a kickoff return for a touchdown earlier. Doesn't happen here. And there is Kyle White. Kyle White, the quarterback, player to watch, top of your screen, J.J. Justice. And then on that defensive line, top of your screen, Shad Boyko. Ruined my season last year with a sack. And then number 25. And they start out with the quick option, which is what they're so known for doing. Robert Thomas gets 5 here. But Jamal Okiki, the 7th, you got to watch out for him, number 25. And then Shad Boyko, those are the 2 impact players on this defense. They're going to hand it off again, and Robert Thomas breaks a tackle. Oh, he makes a move and somehow gets a first down. Shad Boyko had to come across the formation to take him down. Oh, they're calling him short. What an effort from the backup, Robert Thomas. 3rd and inches. Can Kansas convert? They're going to hand it off. No, it's going to be Kyle White. He makes a move. Oh, he's up the sideline. Kyle White for 12 here early on. If you guys recall, he did, in fact, get benched against Ohio in the rain. So we'll see if he can have a better performance today. He has been on fire since that game. Kansas, I do not believe, has lost since that Ohio game. Kyle White, top of your, J.J. Justice, top of your screen. Here we go. Quick option again, and, oh, wait, he breaks the Shad Boyko tackle, and they're still running. Kyle White just broke a tackle from the all-time sack leader in SFA history. Kyle White playing mean today to start out this game. 2nd and 2, we've still yet to see him throw the ball, and that's where he struggles. He's floating that one early on. He finds a man wide open. There's Marcus Grant, the speedster. The tandem with J.J. Justice. And what a start for Kansas. This is a game nobody gave them a shot of winning, even though they should be favorited. Perfect in the Big 12 so far. Flame welcome in. Really haven't missed much. You missed Shad Boyko missing a tackle and Kyle White, and that's really about it. But 1st and 10 here, over the middle, wide open man. Can he get in the end zone? Touchdown, Kansas! They score quickly. Kansas silences the crowd on this opening drive, and they're up 7-0. That looked way too easy. 1:40 seconds off the clock. Kansas already up by 1, but watch out. Here's Bobby Copeland. You got to watch every kick of his. They're probably not going to make it. Colorado, West Virginia. We saw this game result earlier. West Virginia having one hell of a season. Very proud of that team. Yeah, so, that was the first touchdown. You're right. Who was the first touchdown? It was No Name. It was a tight end, I guess. So nobody gets it. Robert Thomas wasn't Kyle White, and it wasn't the wide receiver. So, damn. All right, so we're going to get a return now for Baylor. They find some room out wide. Josh Berg. Flame got him from Tampa. I don't remember from where. Anthony White. Yeah, he was not a choice. So nobody wins their bets on that one. But here is Colt Brennan and Braylon Burnside as they fire early on, and watch out, Trent Mills. And if Baylor can develop these tight ends, I mean, if they could find that offense again with this pro-style offense of Braylon Burnside and then like an Eric Ebron type, they're going to be back in the playoffs. This year, though, an injury might keep them out. Oh, my God! Almost intercepted. Derek Harrison, the free safety, almost put Kansas up 2 scores. Baylor notorious for choking big-time games. This is as big as it gets. This is pretty much a playoff game for them. Remember, though, they made the national championship last year. They hung with Clemson a little bit, but they just never seemed to... They never seemed to find a rhythm in that game. 3rd and 2. Can they keep this drive alive? First handoff for Braylon Burnside. #1 recruit from season 10. Or season 9. Colt Brennan. Oh my God, Colt Brennan seeing ghosts out there, just hasn't really converted that well so far. Remember, their only 2 losses were when he was injured. Colt Brennan, though, under center again. They're going to hand it off to Burnside. He reverses field, breaks a tackle. He's still going, but he only gets about 1. Unlucky animation for him there. 3rd and 9 now, once again. But remember, 2-down territory for Baylor. They don't have the field goal kicker with any range. So definitely in going for it territory, as they don't even need to. First down, Trent Mills. As they're hurrying it up now. And over the middle. And once again to the tight end. This is Adam Willis, the tight end #2. Remember, this is a team that heavily uses those tight ends. 2nd and 1 now for Baylor. He reverses field yet again. They give him the first down. All right, 1st and goal now. In shotgun. Crown the line. It's going to be read option. And a get down. Colt Brennan gets down to about the 2. They're hurrying it up again. Neither defense stopping either team. 2nd and goal. They're going to throw it here. And that's a touchdown. Brandon Edwards dives for it. And Baylor ties it up very quickly. And how about Baylor just one-upping Fink? It was a 1:40 drive for Kansas, and then immediately a 1:39 drive for Baylor to tie it up. We are in for a good one. And the reason I picked the reason I bet 8K on the over on this game is because 5 of the last 6 of Baylor's playoff games, which are all game day style, they've hit the over on this. So I'm just trying to find trends as I can't use my algorithm anymore. All right, how's Kansas going to respond now? They dominated. Their defense got smoked, though. You hand it off to Thomas here. He reverses field, but there's Jamal Okeke, the 7th. Him and Chad Boyko pretty much guaranteed to be top 5 picks at the end of this year. Second and 11 now. Trips left. Kyle White, clean pocket, but he takes off, and there he is. Chad Boyko, his first sack of the day, the all-time sack leader in the SFA in history. And there it is. 32 sacks in the career. He had the record last season, so that's only his 3rd sack on the year. Having a pretty quiet year as their, teams all over the country obviously probably triple teaming him at times, chipping him with the running backs every single play. All right, 3rd and 18. So after a great first drive, Kansas going backwards, and a free rusher. Oh, Kyle White evades him, but he's sacked anyways. What an evasion, though, from Kyle White. Look at him just moss this guy. Whoop! What a great play from Kyle White. Unfortunately, he couldn't make anything of it. So 4th and 24. Oh boy, now Baylor's going to try to come after it. We've never seen a block ever in the SFA. We saw a kick return for a TD earlier today, so is this another one? No, they faked it. All right, gearing up for a return now. Baylor is going to start in some great territory. They're going to start at the 35. All right, so that last drive ruined it there for Kansas by the offensive line. So now is Baylor going to take their first lead? They're floating that one. Ew, that was risky. Colt Brennan just threw it away. Colt Brennan already 5 for 8. Not his best start we've ever seen. But they're just going to hand off Braylon Burnside, and he is not looking himself today. It seems like every time he's trying to bounce it out wide, and it's just not working. 4 rushes for 5 yards. If he would have just cut up the middle, it's probably like a 10-point gain or 10-yard gain. So now 3rd down, 3rd and 14. Both teams going backwards, having identical results in their first couple of drives. Baylor, he's jamming it deep. No, he is sacked. And who else but Tez White, the SFA player, just as Colt Brennan was gearing up to yam it deep. Tez White breaks through 2 players and sacks Colt Brennan, pushing him out of field goal range, out of any range. And what a great play to keep him in this game. I mean, you start at the 35, 4th and 21. These are identical starts. All right, but can they pin Kansas deep? And, oh, no, that's going to go out the back of the end zone. Got an unlucky bounce. It had a chance for the Coffin corner. So Kansas will start out at the 20. Kyle White back on the field. Got sacked twice on that last drive. Oh, they almost get him to jump. J.J. Justice in motion. Quick option. He gets it off. And Robert Thomas doesn't do much with it. They love running that quick option here at Kansas. 2nd and 8. Now coming out shotgun again. They love to throw the ball as well, especially after the Donatello Perkins injury. Quick option to the other side. This time, Shad Boyko brings him down. He's not going to let Kyle White sauce him twice. Third and 12 now. Both teams insane starts, followed by just going backwards. 3rd and 12, man in motion, and they fake the jet sweep, dump it over the middle. That's not going to be for much. Jeff Carter only gets about 4. So 2 touchdown drives to start it, followed by 3 and outs. Very identical. They're going blow for blow at this point. Josh Berg again is going to be returning. He gets over the 50 once again, so Baylor is starting across the 50 yet again. At the 48. Colt Brennan, deep drop there. He floats over the middle, finds his man, and he hangs on. Scott McMillan. Big time as this next era of Baylor receivers following in the great footsteps of guys like Stedman Bailey, Chet Doge before he transferred. Seeing if he can make a name for himself as we get another one. Matt Williams this time. Eric Ebron. So Colt Brennan, though, his throws haven't really had a ton of zip, and Braylon Burnside doesn't seem to be finding the lane. So Kansas maybe putting out some weird looks early on. Braylon, though, up the gut, and there is David McCormick. He's been pretty quiet so far. The 6'10" middle linebacker is typically a force to be reckoned with. 2nd and 3 now. Baylor on the move inside the 20. Another deep drop, and delivers a dart over the middle. That's Scott McMillan again. David McCormick on the tackle, as we're now getting about as long of a 1st and goal as possible. These deep drops working. No, there's Braylon Burnside inside the 5 yards. Baylor's on the doorstep. 2nd and goal from the 4.5. They're in shotgun. Colt, he has all the time in the world. Delivers a dart, and oh, David McCormick just got a piece. That was a tutty. He deflected it just enough that the wide receiver dropped it. 3rd and goal. All right, offset eye here. 3rd and goal, stack in the box. Braylon Burnside up the guy. He stiffies 2 men. Touchdown, Baylor. That is a big boy tutty. Holy cow, what a stiffy in the hole. He stiff-armed 2 men. Kansas getting a rude awakening to what playoff football is all about. It's a playoff game here for Baylor. They have the most CFP appearances in history, most in a row, but they don't have a natty. Fink looking for his 2nd ever playoff appearance. Actually, no, his first playoff appearance. Yeah, you didn't take, Fink, did you take Virginia Tech or Wake to a playoff? I don't think so. All right, 1st and 10, though. How is Kansas going to respond? 2 bad drives in a row. Just got to stop overthinking it. There they go. They find Robert Thomas as the heat-seeking missile. Jamal Okiki, the 7th, spears him. Kyle White is 4 for 4 so far. 1st and 10. Quick option, and Jimmy Martin on the other side. Kyle White got to get that ball out. So 2nd and long incoming now after a really good start. As 1st quarter starts coming to an end. Kyle White split backs. He has time. He's going to yam it deep. Holy smokes, what a throw. And he connects J.J. Justice. No, incomplete. He dropped it. No way they called it a drop. It came out, I guess, at the last second. I totally thought he completed that. What a throw from Kyle White. Oh, missed opportunity there. They're doing it again, though, and they convert this time. Jack Walters gets the 1st down. How was that not a catch, though, that other one? That was a beautiful 50-50 ball. Kyle White is on the dot so far, at least through the air today. Critical conversion there, Jack Walters. Fresh set of downs, maybe some new confidence as his 1st quarter's come to a close. Trips right. White dumps that one off, and it's going to be about 3 yards. How do you call that out of bounds? All right, well, the end of the 1st quarter here, Baylor has that early 7-0 lead. Obviously, it's not over yet. They are known for choking in these sorts of big-time games, so we will see. It's crazy, though, to me, with Iowa State losing, they're a non-factor. Iowa State, Baylor have both been such, like, the 2 titans of this conference, and this year it looks like neither of them might even make the Big 12 championship. Yeah, I'm thinking the ball squirted out at the end, because it was like the shadows were weird, so I couldn't see the ball. Oh, we get a handoff, Robert Thomas, and he can't go anywhere. There's Rocky Kalmus, SFA, outside linebacker on the tackle. 2nd and 10. They are across the 50. These are the moments where if Kansas wants to take that next step, they've got to be able to tie the game in these moments. Quick option again, and Shad Boyko on his dick immediately. You got laughed at on that first drive. It's not happening again. You might as well throw that play out of the playbook. 3rd and 14 now. J.J. Justice, bottom of your screen. Watch out there. And they convert. Oh my God, what a hit. Number 51, as he was falling, hit Grant. And that is 4th down, but they're punting. Bro, Fink, you gotta be aggressive and go for this, man. All right, well, they're choosing not to be aggressive. They're just going to play the field position game. And, oh, that goes into the end zone, unfortunately. All right, Baylor has a chance to take a 2-score lead now. But this is their worst starting field position on the day. Colt throws it away as he's getting hit. That's one of his best traits. He almost never gets sacked. He's so good at throwing that ball away. Taking what the defense gives him, dumping it off right when you think you have him. Trips left now. McMillan all alone. They're going to do an end around here. He cuts inside, and that's going to be about 4 for Brandon Edwards, who had the touchdown earlier on. Third and 6. Give me a fakes a handoff, dumping that off. Can he turn the corner? He can. Matt Williams, 1st down, Baylor. And they're hurrying it up now. They might like this look, this 3-down lineman look against this pro style. They're going to hand it off now to Braylon. He finds the outside. He stiffies one, but he can't do anything with it. Only about 2 yards for Braylon. Dave McCormick, 6 tackles, just mirroring Braylon Burnside everywhere he goes. 2nd and 8 now. Colt. And he's gearing up to throw it down. Oh my God! How does Patrick Chung drop that? That is a pick 6. That's the 2nd one of the game. That was easily a pick 6. Colt Brennan getting so lucky here today. 3rd and 8 now. They fake the draw. He throws it deep, 1-on-1, and it's incomplete. Chung again just deflects it. Punt team coming out onto the field. Baylor thinking they're lucky stars. This is not a tie ball game. Patrick Chung, man. And he almost got caught on that one, too. That was almost a touchdown. All right, well, they're back here. And, oh, they got some nice room on this left side. But he's brought down after about 21, William Manson. All right, 1st and 10 now, up around the 45. Kansas getting a little bit of momentum now. Feel it's starting to change. Robert Thomas getting a nice run up the gut. Filling in pretty nicely. I mean, over 4 yards of carry is really good when you're a 60 overall. Second and 4, split back set. Gonna hand it off again and trying to switch directions. It works a little bit. 3rd and inches for Thomas. Gotta say, Baylor has not been looking like their normal selves in run defense. Missing some easy tackles. Getting yoinked by some of these moves. Quick option, and Shad Boyko ends the drive with another one. 4 tackles for loss and a sack today already in this first half. Shad Boyko, game of the year for him. Biggest moments, he shines. If you remember in the ECU playoff game, ECU had a chance to win, and he got a critical sack that forced the field goal that they ended up missing. As we get a punt, and it's shanked a little bit. That's not a good one. You'd like that to be inside the 20. Instead, they're going to start out around the 30. The 27 to be exact. So once again, Kansas has not done anything since their first drive of the ball game. As Braylon Burnside now gets it. He breaks one. Oh, he has some room. Braylon Burnside down the sideline. Is he have enough steam? He runs out of bounds after 47 yards. And they're running right back up to the line. They like this momentum. That's Braylon Burnside for you. They're going to fake it. Colt McCoy is going to take, or Colt Brennan, I mean. All the time in the world, dumps that off to Braylon. Gotta use that Twitch Prime, my boy. punt, and then they ran the ball. All right, offset eye. Hand off, Braylon Burnside. He stiffies one. Can he find the outside? No. He gave Mukaida the business. Why are you boycotting till TCU's better? Second and 1 now. In the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Baylor. They go up 2 scores. Scott McMillan. Baylor is rolling. Mango, I don't have any control over it, my guy. You think I want Speedy Gonzalez hurt? It just gives Dogwater a Team of the Year spot. I'm going to have to hear, Mike Wishbone, he's a Team of the Year guy. Which he very well might be, but now he's a shoo-in because Speedy Gonzalez got hurt. I don't like when the SFA players get hurt. You know how much time it takes me to make their player cards, calculate their recruiting, and import them into the game only for them to be injured? I hate it. Ten out of 10 times I'd rather your game-generated players get hurt. All right, Kyle White, you got to make something happen here. He hasn't really played bad. It's just the offense can't really do much. They're just not making those big plays, but he's not having mistakes. So kind of a weird, like normally it's pretty easy to blame it on Kyle White because he normally plays really badly, but he hasn't played bad at all today. Really actually good game, but they just can't get a first down when it matters. Yeah, and like Anthony Black had the chance to be a really good player, but basically 2 seasons lost to injury, and now he's graduating. It's, it's just part of it. Big first down here now for Kansas. Battling back, plenty of time in this second quarter. Game not nearly over. Obviously, we know Baylor loves to choke games. JJ Justice, top of your screen. Is it time for Kyle White to yam it deep? We're going to have a draw play. Gets about 2. We'll say Robert Thomas falling forward on these plays, always figuring out a little bit of a way to get a little bit more yardage. Handoff off the blitz, and Robert Thomas is running, hit by the missile. Okiki the 7th held on to the ball. Okiki, remember his sophomore year, now broke his collarbone. He's out for the year. Other 2 years have been fantastic, though. He probably has an outside shot at the Hall of Fame. He needs to probably do something crazy. Oh boy, Robert Thomas gets a first down. Yeah, that's kind of the hard thing, Dogwater, and that's what I went through is like, okay, my team is now a good roster. That's probably where you're going to be next year. But how do I then sustain this success? That's the hardest part, is transitioning to building the consistency. And that's where I'm going to struggle when I make it, if I make it to the ACC. Because, like, Christian Richard and Vanilla Vic, unless they, declare, are going to be gone the same year. So that's going to be a massive regression. All right, we're going to hand off here. Robert Thomas, he's doing it himself this drive. Robert Thomas, have yourself a game. As Fink on looks, he's pissed. He didn't even want game day, but hey, the server voted for it. Jamal Okiki hanging around. Double safety blitz incoming, a hold up. And they're going to run it up the gut. Oh, it looked like he almost got there. Clay Rogers. Hands off, and Shad Boyko brings him down for a loss. No, sir. That's his 5th tackle for loss today. Probably the best defensive lineman we've ever seen in the SFA. Maybe him and Dominique Easley are back and forth probably for that. Well, yeah, no, Mango, you're in the spot where you're just trying to dig yourself out. As we get a wide open man, JJ Justice, touchdown, Kansas back within a score. A big-time crossbody throw there from Kyle White. I mean, you got Kane Chambers. You got, you know, you got some good pieces. This was really the year that you were supposed to win 4 or 5, maybe 6 games. Buddy, I'm not paying for a bot, my guy. Why do that when I can do it all myself? DogeHype.com. Is this man a fan of Chet Doge or what? I mean, if you just go fully transfer portal, you could maximize your transfer portal scholarships and just go crazy. All right, Baylor, I mean, like 58 seconds, 3 timeouts, plenty of time. Colt. Oh, that's a floater. Okay. Ooh, JJ Justice and Patrick Chung had eyes for the end zone there. That was risky. 2nd and 8. Still have 2 timeouts. Plenty of time for Baylor. Colt gives a laser, but it's dropped. Patrick Chung, baby, delivers a hit from behind, knocking it out. 3rd and 8, Colt Brennan. And that's going to be short. And Kansas calls a timeout there. Oh, boy. So this one's going to be close head to the second half. Kansas has a chance now to score. Not a lot of time, but they might be able to get a field goal. Because they're going to get a return now. This is William Manson. I believe that was a transfer portal pickup, if I don't recall. All right, Kyle White, not a lot of time. Probably just going to run out the clock here. As he's going to actually keep it here. And he goes down. So 30 seconds left. They're going to actually hurry it up. Maybe run another play. Oh, and he yams it deep. And oh, he had a step. If he puts some air underneath, my God. I mean, I have a really good memory and recall and this sort of stuff. And I spend way more time than you guys with these players. So, yeah, I tend to remember pretty much everything. And that's going to be incomplete. So Baylor's might have a few chances to yam it to the end zone. Are we going to see a late score here? Dogwater, I'm actually really surprised that you spent so much on a wide receiver this year. I didn't think that was a need for you, like, at all. Like, honestly, for me, I think the biggest issue for Arizona is defensive line. All right, here we go. You got Colt Brennan. They're going to throw it a couple times to the end zone. Can we get some magic here? He's dumping it off to get a little bit of closer. 2 seconds left. The timeout comes out. Brandon Edwards. All right, Colt Brennan yamming it to the end zone. Hail Mary chance. End of half. Can they get lucky and go up 2 scores here? Colt, nice little pocket. He's going to yam it deep. Does he have his man? It's caught, and no, they bring him down. Charisma Mukaida saves the touchdown as we go to the half, 21-14. All right, halftime ads. I mean, we've got some similar ones. IMP, your immediate murder professionals. Check them out. Ask UE about them if you need them to carry out a task for you. And then we got the weekly roundup, one of the best, if not the best, media currently in the SFA. Check it out. About 30 minutes a week. He goes through signings, ranks them. He talks about all of the conference races and gives his top 10 teams. So really interesting, a nice listen to on my way home every single week as we are headed into this second half. And if you want to see some additional media content, check out our Instagram. Feel free to follow it. Or don't. I post the link in the server. And Patreon if you want some bonus. If you want to watch an additional game day stream a week, check it out. Yeah. I mean, it just depends who it is. Like, 99% of the time, I won't remember a in-game player unless they've had some crazy plays before. All right, so Baylor gets the ball to start the half here, up 7. Interesting quarter to say or first half. But you feel like Baylor has had this game in hand as he delivers a dot there to Scott McMillan on Charisma Mukaida. That's a first down, and they're hurrying it up. So you got to feel like Baylor has kind of owned this game so far, but Kansas hanging in there. As long as Kyle White continues to play well, they have a chance. Oh my God, another one! If only Kansas didn't have absolute stone hands out there in the secondary. They might have 3 picks. Colt Brennan begging to lose the game. Did Kyle White suit up for Colt Brennan? All right, Colt Brennan. Wide open man there on the right-hand side. Patrick Chung again on the tackle. They're moving the rock, 42. You got to think every time they miss a pick, Baylor kind of scores. Hands it off. Braylon Burnside getting involved now. He cuts inside, and that's going to be about 9. Burnside, I mean, you feel like he hasn't had a good game, and then you look, and he's 93 and a tutty. 2nd and inches, crowding the line here for Kansas. Hands it off. Oh, it was a little misdirection. He gets the first down despite McCormick in his face. Oh, man, B-Dog, I'm so sorry. You thought you win. You didn't even see it live. That's the worst. Yeah, B-Dog, I'm not too pleased with you. I tailed you in my bear, like I just copy and pasted your BearCave and put money on it because you're number 1. And I only got 4 out of 10 correct, so I lost like 8K on you. So, boo. All right, 1st and goal here for Baylor. They're moving the rock really well today. And inside the 5, Trent Mills. Can Kansas hold them to a field goal? 2nd and goal here for Baylor. Chance to go up 2 scores. Hand it off. Braylon Burnside, he finds a hole. Touchdown, Baylor. Yeah, well, I'm not impressed, B-Dog. I thought I had high hopes for your algorithm. Nothing compared to the TC algo. I used it for 6 weeks, was up like 80K or something, and then I use yours 1 week and I'm down 8K. Yeah, well, why can't your robust algo make me some coins? All of my bets missed. The Michigan State losing completely screwed me. Still not over, Fink. Plenty of time on the clock, 16 and a half minutes. Kyle White's actually been having a really good game, so as long as he doesn't start throwing picks, maybe if Kansas can start actually securing some of these interceptions. I think that's kind of the biggest issue with this game so far for Kansas is, yeah, sure that you can blame the offense 14 points, but they've been playing pretty well. It's really been the defense giving up touchdowns / not securing turnovers when they have the easy chances. They've dropped 2 pick sixes as Jamal Okeke gets a tackle there for loss, and they're going to get the ball right back. I think I would pay to see a video of you going Frank the Tank. That's the equivalent of what I do after an ECU loss, one of those big ones. I should put up a camera or something because, man, oh man. Frank the Tank is so fucking funny. Like him at Met Stadium with some of his rages in the stands. All right, here we go. Going deep, wide open, man. McCormick can't even get him down. Trent Mills kind of owning McCormick on that play. Sauced him on the one-on-one coverage and then broke the tackle. Colt Brennan should have like 3 interceptions, but he's having a great day. Baylor immediately back threatening. This could get ugly. Hands it off. Burnside finds a hole, gets about 5. But remember though, this game is only to keep Baylor's playoff hopes alive, which if they finish 10-2, they still kind of have a chance, even if they don't win the division. But it would be really, really tough. But it's all eyes. If Kansas can't win this week, all eyes are going to be against them and Oklahoma State. Handoff, no, he's going to throw it to the end zone. Touchdown! No, he dropped it. Oh, man, a 3-score game just slips through the fingers of Williams, the receiver, and now we're going for it. 4th and 7. Colt Brennan over the middle, and that stopped short. Jason Johnson couldn't get there. What a turnaround. It went from going down 3 scores, and now Baylor has the ball, only down 2. Massive turnaround there for Kansas. Exactly what they needed. Kansas, that might have just given them some great momentum. They are only on the 15, though, so they have a long ways to go. But when there's a will, there's a way, as Robert Thomas now gets some room. He gets about 11. Despite being like a 68 overall, he's having one hell of a day. Over 5 yards a carry against one of the best defensive lines in the country. Trips right, J.J. Justice alone on the left-hand side. White, they bring a blitz, he dumps it off, and that was risky. Jack Walters, though, brings it in. Modest 2-yard gain on the mid-screen. Second and 8. Once again, isolation for J.J. Justice at the bottom of your screen. We haven't seen Kyle White yam it deep all too often as he finds J.J. for 7. All right, but a big 3rd and 1. You got to watch out for Robert Thomas here. They do come out in shotgun, though, or some read option. And that's what they do. Fakes out Shad Boyko, and then Jamal Okeke, the 7th, stops Kyle White in his tracks. Oh, my. When I tell you Shad Boyko and Jamal Okeke, the 7th, are 2 of the top 5 defenders in the country, you need to listen. As now you've got a return here. Kiki shot out of a cannon there. Stopped Kyle White dead in his tracks. Yeah, he could have ran north any time, absolutely. It's like the Fresno State quarterback and Kyle White need to do the exact opposite. Like if they just traded plays, that would have been successful for both of them. You just need to cut inside, and that Fresno State QB just need to stay outside, and they win that game. Charisma Mukaida, 5 tackles today. He hasn't really been cooked in coverage like we saw against Ohio. As they bring an all-out blitz, and he gets it off. Broken tackle on Patrick Chung. Luckily, doesn't turn into really anything. But once again, weird calls from Fink, as Cole Brennan is probably the last quarterback in the country you want to blitz. Every single time he's blitzed, every single time it seems like he gets that ball away, finds an outlet, something. He rarely gets sacked. 2nd and 9. Hands off once again. Braylon Burnside. Oh, and that could have been a big run, but luckily stopped by the defender. Up over 100 yards, though, for Braylon. 2 tutties already. Third. And, oh, another beautiful conversion. Trent Mills over the middle. These tight ends have been big time for Baylor today. Once again, Kansas looking, showing blitz. 7 in the box. And throwing it immediately away. Cole Brennan wants nothing to do with that. 2nd and 10 inside the 40. We're creeping up, about 12 minutes left in the game. Down 2 scores. Kansas needs to make something happen. Hands it off to Braylon. He finds the outside, and once again, this defensive line doing a fantastic job of limiting the amount of times Braylon is able to reach the outside. Holding him to only 100 yards is actually a huge success. Split backs now, 3rd and 7. 4-man rush. Floats it, and one-handed grab! First down, oh my! Acrobatic, to say the least. Holy hell. All right, Baylor in business now. Play action fake. He's floating. 1-on-1, and it is tipped away. Charisma Mukaida. I think that was Edwards, the guy who made the other acrobatic catch. He must have insane spec catch. As 2nd and 10, floats it, and that time it's picked! JJ Justice! Kansas needed a big-time play, and they got it. And no review, the call stands. JJ Justice making plays on both ends. He has a touchdown and an interception, keeping Kansas hopes alive. This is the time for Kansas to start scoring, but Shad Boyko picks wrong. But Kyle White still gets no yards. As Okiki cleans it up. Honestly, like, running a quick option to the right-hand side is the worst possible thing you can do. You get Shad Boyko, and then you get Jamal Okiki. And now they're running read option the other way. And oh my God, Kyle White. Get this man a CAT scan. He's got, say it with me, CTE. 3rd and 9. Mukaida doesn't fit in the Legion of Dread, my guy. 3rd and 9 now. Can they build off that JJ Justice momentum? Over the middle. First down. Anthony White coming up clutch. He has a touchdown and a couple critical conversions. Keeps the drive alive. Quick option, and Shad Boyko, what is that, his 7th tackle for loss? No, only his 6th, but he has a sack as well. Shad Boyko having a fantastic game. He's just showing up to work. And look at the disparity in the yardage. I mean, honestly, since those 2 touchdown drives, there's really not been much else to cheer about. As Robert Thomas, he gets about half of it back. 3rd and 6, manageable here. But Kansas, you got to start hurrying it up. And he floats that in. That is another catch. Another first down. Anthony White again. The 3rd down conversion machine. Oh boy, now tables are turning. Baylor's on their back foot. Kansas starting to feel it. 2 tight end set. J.J. Justice in motion. They hand it to him. Jet sweep. And he goes down. Baylor saw it coming. The neck roll. Michael Douglas gets it done. Non-SFA player. Non-intentional neck roll. That's just a game creation. 2nd and 11. Hands it off. Robert Thomas outside. Oh, dear. Jimmy Martin brings him down. -4. Just going backwards. As the great Chris Berman would say, back. That's what Kansas does when they run the ball. All right, 3rd and 15. Last play here of the 3rd quarter. Kyle White making an adjustment. Floats it out wide. That's caught, but way too short. Marcus Grant gets the foot in as we end the 3rd quarter here. Kansas down 2 scores. Looking to punt the ball back. Can Baylor finish the job? Keep their streak alive. Yeah, Dalgor, that's kind of like when you're in the moment, it sucks, but when you look back at your journey through the SFA and you just see the up high highs and the down low lows, like that's what you remember, and that's what's so fun about it. Like if it was just mid 8-4, you just know what to expect. It's just a little dry. Just the sure roller coaster ride every user seems to have is crazy. All right, 2nd and 3 here. Can Baylor do the job? We need some scoring if we're going to hit the over today. Come on. As you get a 1st down. We need 3 touchdowns here in this quarter. Come on. All right, we get a handoff, and Braylon Burnside can't do nothing. Can't do anything. Charisma Mukaida gets a tackle for loss. Interesting stat right there. They're hurrying it up now. Offset eye. Man in motion. Oh, tight end in motion to the outside. That's Trent Mills. Hands it off to Braylon Burnside, and he gets about 2. So a 3rd and 8 incoming. I think Baylor's happy just running clock here. I don't think they're in any rush to punt this ball back to Fink. Colt. Oh, man, and a free rusher. Sacked. John Sims. It just seems like Baylor just keeps leaving the door wide open. They miss a touchdown now. They miss this drive. Just seems like Baylor's leaving the door open for Kansas, and I do not like it one bit. As we get the punt now. And William Manson for 9. I mean, just a complete lack of yardage for Kansas. Rather disappointing game, but guess what? Kyle White hasn't made the mistakes he's prone to make. So things are looking up. They're still in this game. That's what matters. A couple plays could turn this game on its head, but not running the ball. You got to start passing it. Lean on that arm of Kyle White. He's had a few fantastic throws today, but we've only seen him yam it once. JJ Justice, top of your screen. They're throwing it this time. And as he's hit, he throws it. It's caught! Jack Walters brings it in. What a throw from Kyle White. How did he get that ball off? Man in his face. He gets the ball off and he catches it, and Jamal Okeke brings it down. And he is hurt. Jack Walters got smoked by Jamal Okeke trying to force that ball out. Flame, that was your choice, my guy. I told you not to do it. I told you for 3 years, don't go, don't go. Baylor is so good, don't go. This is such a unique program. And what do? You go, and now you're fighting for bowl eligibility. All right, bruised shoulder from Jack Walters, as he will return here in a little bit. And we get now a rush here, and that goes nowhere. 3rd and 6. Time is ticking for Kansas, man. You got to pick it up. You got to play like you need every single second. You can't lollygag against Baylor here. Kyle White now. There's a first down. Marcus Grant for 9. He's having a rather pedestrian day. 5 catches, 46 yards. They're at the 35. Kyle White only 4 incompletions, 2 tutties. He's playing really well. But you got to score some points. Man, they bring a blitz. Free rusher, and he's hit. Kyle White goes down. Luckily, he got the ball away. Live to fight another down. That's what it's all about. Kyle White, the former Notre Dame and Coastal Carolina quarterback, finds Anthony White. Yeah, it's true. Needing a challenge, I understand. Like, I feel like I'm almost tapped out potential. But the fact that, like, at Baylor, you didn't have the promotion. You know, I feel like it's just like a whole nother realm I could get ECU to. Baylor didn't have that. You're already at the peak. So I get it. As they get a screen, and that's working for him as he goes out of bounds. All right, Kansas is cooking something up. Not sure what, but we shall see. Kyle White. They're at the 11. Think this is your chance. Probably your best chance we've ever had. Hands it off, Thomas. He tries to find the outside, and he goes down. If you just cut inside, my guy. Run north and south. Well, maybe Kansas got their directions mixed up on the way to Waco. Flipping their compass. 3rd and 1. Kyle White delivers a dot. Touchdown, J.J. Justice! Baylor is choking. Two TDs, 1 interception for J.J. Justice. This is a career day. And J. Jettas, if you're watching, this Wild Goose is supposed to be better than J.J. Justice. As Ohio State barely survived again. Shaquille Wild Goose is supposed to be like J.J. Justice on steroids. So, we'll see what he does. But what a game we have here. Just under 5 minutes left. It's a 1-score ball game. It's felt like a Baylor blowout. But they just haven't scored. We need 2 touchdowns to hit the over. I'm begging for the over. All right, Baylor, what can they do? Can they run this clock out? Dumps that off to Braylon. Cuts inside, finds a little bit of room. Gets about 4. If you're Baylor, you either need to step on the gas pedal and put this game to bed with a tutty, or you need to run the clock into oblivion. As they fake the handoff. They yam it deep, and a one-on-one, it's picked! Oh my God, what is Baylor doing? Trying to find Trent Mills, and it's intercepted. That's Sims. Kansas, now here is the chance. He just mossed Trent Mills. Quick option. Oh my God, Kyle White is speared. Jimmy Martin trying to take his head off. What a hit. Things are heating up. We're just under 4 minutes left. This is a true Big 12 game. Oh, and what a cut from Robert Thomas. Gets most of it back. And you can see on the Baylor players' faces that they know that this might be starting to drift away. Is their streak starting to be on the line? Oh, over the middle. Oh! Kyle White almost threw it right back. 4th down. And they're going for it. Aggressiveness from Kansas. Game on the line. This is what they're known for. Come on, Kansas. Kyle White. Clean pocket. Dumps it off. 1st down, Robert Thomas. What a big-time catch. Kyle White having himself a day, playing like a real quarterback. This guy got benched against Ohio, and he's dotting up Baylor. What is happening? Oh, and that's a dot. That's Anthony White. Kansas is driving. Can they tie this up? I don't know, Dogwater. I could be ECU for the rest of my life and see it chond every year, and I'd probably still be there. Oh, boy. This time it works. Can he find the corner? 1st down inside the 20. The Jayhawk loves it. Kansas, can they end the streak? Kansas. Corner blitz. Dumps it off, and he is smoked. Jamal Okiki the 7th. Who else? You got to watch out. Those two men. Shad Boyko hit as he threw. And Okiki on the tackle. You know they are not going down without a fight. They've been to the CFP 3 times apiece. They know what's on the line. 2nd and 10. Clock is running. They bring a blitz. It's picked up. Over the middle. Caught. That's Anthony White. Brought down 3rd and 4. Anthony White, have yourself a day. Kansas 8 for 17 here today on 3rd down. JJ Justice has 2 touchdowns today. He's at the top of your screen. They floated to him in the corner. Incomplete. Clarence Carter gets it done. Here we go. 4th and 4. Game on the line. What is the call from Fink? White, clean pocket. Dumps that off, and it's incomplete! Turnover on downs! Kansas can still get this ball back. They just have to use their timeouts. Baylor can win this game here. They're throwing it. Why are they throwing it? Braylon Burnside catches it. That's 2. And the timeouts come out. Second and 8. 1st down likely wins the game. Braylon Burnside finds some room. JJ Justice, he gets stiffied. Another stiffy. Braylon Burnside. 1st down. The best player on the field at all times, Braylon Burnside, stiffies JJ Justice, who's had a career day. And that is going to win Baylor the game, barring a miracle. Braylon Burnside again. He's itching for it. He's feeling the groove. And that is likely the game. No more timeouts left. A 1st down ends it. And a 1st down, Braylon Burnside. David McCormick couldn't quite get there. Oh, boy. This game doesn't matter for you, but for Baylor, if they want to make the playoff, it matters a fantastic amount. So Braylon goes down there. Game is over. They just don't turn it over, and you're fine. For Kansas, it's a who cares game, but for Baylor, if they want an at-large bid, I mean, if you lose to Oklahoma State, then you're going to start caring, Fink. But handoff, Braylon Burnside. He hangs onto that ball. He saw the Florida State game last week. Covering that ball like his life depends on it. Remember, he fumbled in the national championship. And as we hit triple zeros here in Waco, Baylor keeps the streak, keeps their chances alive in the division as they beat Kansas and Coach Fink 28-21. A fantastic game by both sides. Really, really fun, even battle, but Baylor, just the experience in these big games, gets it done. 28-21, the Baylor Bears. We will see you next week, folks. Thanks for watching. What a game. I mean, 28-21, the under hits. I lose every single one of my bets. So, that's an L. I think I bet 50K total. I think I made maybe 18K back. It's going to be a tough pill to swallow this week. A lot lost. What a game. All right, let's go through it. See how this one shook out. I mean, you had Anthony White, big touchdown, a fun couple there. J.J. Justice going off. Colt Brennan, 43, 2-2. The 2 interceptions second half. If Kansas could have gotten at least converted on some of those, like, shit, man. And they did what they do. Jamal doing his thing. I mean, Chad Boyko, 6 tackles for loss and a sack. Absolute monster. Kansas, let's see it. Kyle White, that's as good of a game as you're going to have for Kyle White. Would like to mitigate those negative 18 yards, but J.J. Justice, 2 touchdowns when it mattered. Couldn't get that last one. It was a 50-50 ball in the back of the end zone. Dave McCormick had 12 tackles. Mukaida played well. Got the interception for Sims and a sack. J.J. Justice got himself a critical interception. And Tez White did get a sack as well, but just not quite enough to pull off the upset. But to think about the 11 overall difference between these teams, it's really a testament to what Fink has actually done at Kansas. Used to be a laughingstock of a coach. Actually kind of still is. But fantastic job this year, honestly, with this team. So we'll see if they can finish it next week. If he loses, it's going to be hilarious. But we'll be on BearCave. We'll check it out. And players of the game, you got Braylon Burnside, Jamal Okiki, and then you got Kyle White and John Sims. As always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Recruiting's coming right after this. You can also check out the Patreon Game of the Week if you want more content right now. It's going to be posted on the YouTube channel, and we'll have recruits in about an hour. So thank you guys all for watching as always, and we will see you next time. Peace.